9, 2 Ball State students arrested this afternoon. We're live on campus with more on the situation.
The results are in. How this year's election could affect could across the U.S. could affect you. Another government shutdown may be on the horizon. Why the next 9 days are so pivotal.
And the Trump trials are still underway. We have the latest in both of his proceedings.
We nearly broke a record today. How long would these warm temperatures last? I'll have that and more soon.
Delaware County's only live television newscast from Ball State University's Unified Media Newsroom. You're watching NewsLink Indiana.
Good evening, and thank you for being with us. I'm Tara Konieczny.
And I'm Amelia Winter.
We begin tonight with our top story. 2 Ball State students arrested today after an investigation by police led them to search 2 separate dorms. All of this after police learned that a student fired a gun in one of those dorms.
Our Alex Almanza is live right outside Woodworth where the incident occurred. Alex?
Tara, Amelia, thank you. An email sent out by Ball State Public Safety detailed how police arrested 2 Ball State students. This after police investigated negligent discharge of a firearm in a university residence hall earlier this week. Now, it all reportedly started Monday when a student resident inside Neuer Baker Hall inside Neuer, the complex accidentally discharged a firearm. Now, this resulted in a non-life-threatening self-inflicted gunshot wound. That student then transported themselves to the hospital for treatment on Tuesday. Now, due to the injury, Muncie police were notified by hospital staff. This led to an investigation from University Police to search a second dorm, Wood Hall, here at the Woodworth complex right behind me. And there they found another gun as well as the suspect. Now, it is university policy that guns are not allowed on university property. Now, those 2 students have been trespassed from the university as well as placed on interim suspension. Of course, all this pending a full student conduct review process. Now, additionally, President Jeffrey Mearns assigned Rowan Royer Engel, Vice President for Student Affairs, to establish a action group of individuals to address campus safety. Now, officials say that group will work to identify both short and long-term action plans. Now, we've reached out to Ball State officials on this subject for additional comment. Right now, we're awaiting further comment on that investigation. But of course, we're going to keep you updated both online and on air with those latest developments on ballstatedaily.com. We're going to send it back to you at the studio, but for now, live in Muncie, Alex Almanza, NewsLink Indiana.
Thank you so much, Alex. And Hunter will have a first look at your weather.
Well, it sure was a hot one today. We nearly broke a record set back in 2020 of 81 degrees. Slightly, we were 1 degree shy of that, but definitely feeling those summer temperatures today. But currently in Muncie, it is 73 degrees, a little bit chilly up north in South Bend, which is currently 54. And looking at that radar, you can see why it's getting more colder up there as this cold front is pushing through our area. But what do I have in store? We have rare record warmth, breezier conditions starting tomorrow, and seasonally cool temperatures. I'll have more in my full forecasts.
It was an off-year election, but the voters across the country cast ballots Tuesday, sent big messages. While Democrats marked key victories in several races and ballot measures, a series of new polls reveal a rocky road ahead for President Joe Biden as he seeks to stay in the White House. Ivan Rodriguez has the latest.
Ballots Tuesday to enshrine the right to an abortion in Ohio's Constitution, just the latest state to do so in the wake of the Supreme Court's 2022 decision to overturn Roe v. Wade. And in Virginia, Democrats swept the state legislature in a rebuke of Republican Governor Glenn Youngkin, who sought to pursue what he called reasonable abortion restrictions if the GOP took control of both chambers.
Voters are sending a message to all of us, Democrats and Republicans, that the number one issue that they care about is freedom.
Abortion access proving a driving force for voters, which could be a boon to Democratic prospects in 2024, even as Republicans frame the results as wins for states' rights.
I think you got to let it be decided state by state, and that's exactly what's happening.
But despite party victories, polling of registered voters shows the sour mood in the country is posing trouble for President Joe Biden's re-election chances, coming up short in hypothetical matchups against former President Donald Trump and other GOP candidates.
What we're going to continue to do is highlight the record of accomplishments that he has and draw that contrast between what he puts forward and brings to the table and what Donald Trump or any other Republican on the MAGA side of this puts forward.
Deep Red Kentucky's newly re-elected Democratic Governor Andy Beshear says the key to victory is focusing on the things that impact people's daily lives.
They want someone that, again, is going to try every single day to make their life just a little bit better.
I'm Ivan Rodriguez reporting.
Donald Trump's daughter took the stand in the civil case against his company today before the New York Attorney General's office rested its case. Ivanka Trump told the court banks were happy to loan money to the Trump organization. She recounted one instance where the co-chair of Deutsche Bank encouraged the company to do more business with the bank. It reiterates the defense's strategy of proving banks the company borrowed money from were repaid, and there were no victims. The judge in the case issued a summary judgment before the trial even started that Trump and his co-defendants committed fraud by overvaluing company assets. The finer points now are determining how much they will have to pay and if they will be banned from doing business in New York.
Trump is asking a federal appeals court to overturn the limited gag order that was issued against him in his federal election subversion case in Washington, D.C. In the 67-page filing, the former president argues the gag order violates his right to free speech and limits his ability to campaign. His attorneys called the gag order, quote, sweepingly overboard. Trump also reiterated he will turn to the Supreme Court for relief if the appeals court declines to permanently reverse any part of the order. The court temporarily froze the gag order last Friday and is scheduled to hear the case on November 20th.
An FBI manhunt is underway in Helmetta, New Jersey. Police say Gregory Yetman is wanted in connection with the January 6th riot at the U.S. Capitol. Officers say they were attempting to serve an arrest warrant on Yetman when he ran away into a wooded area. Yetman is described as a white man in his 40s wearing a red jacket and a ball cap. Authorities say he could be armed. Anyone with information on Yetman's whereabouts is asked to call the FBI.
9 days and counting. That's how long Congress has to prevent a potential government shutdown. And so far, House Republicans don't have a concrete plan to keep things running. John Lawrence reports.
Washington, D.C. is once again facing a possible financial collapse.
We certainly want to avoid a government shutdown. It's a dangerous time around the world right now. We recognize that, and we're doing our job.
Speaker Mike Johnson and GOP lawmakers in the House went through a series of ideas Tuesday, including a short-term spending bill through January 19th.
Many options that are on the table, and we'll be revealing what our plan is in short order.
If some Republicans in the House are against any sort of short-term spending bill, Johnson would need Democratic support, and that might be an uphill climb.
They want to default on our debt, shut down the government, crash the economy, censure Democrats, and avoid holding their own members accountable. This is who they are.
A government shutdown occurs when Congress doesn't pass funding for the federal government without something like a short-term bill. That could cause many problems for the country, including the halting of construction projects and disruptions in food safety inspections. Johnson has until November 17th to deal with his conference, the Democratic-controlled Senate, and the Biden White House.
Bipartisanship is the word. Just one side passing a bill just with one party and sending it over is not going to be a very good way to move things forward.
I'm John Lawrence reporting.
A growing number of Americans are cracking into their retirement fund nest eggs to help pay bills. That's according to a report from Bank of America. BOA says the number of its 401k plan participants pulling cash out has increased by 27% since the first quarter of this year. That's over 18,000 people, the highest level in the 5 quarters the bank has been tracking this data. The average withdrawal just over $5,000. Despite high GDP numbers and low unemployment, Americans are still facing a cash crunch caused by high inflation and rising costs of living. Coming up, it's going to be another record-breaking holiday travel this year, how this may affect your plans.
And cracking down on deepfakes, what Meta is doing to combat false political ads.
I don't think that many kids in my son's school even do it.
He makes fun of his friend who vapes.
He would never try it.
She's into soccer.
She's on the honor roll.
She's just not the type.
No way.
No way.
No way.
No way, my kid would never vape.
Get your head out of the cloud. Today, nearly 8,000 kids will start vaping. Maybe even yours. Learn about the dangers at talkaboutvaping.org.
If you love them enough to drive an hour to cheer them on as they get beat 11-0 in the rain, then surely you'll check NHTSA.gov/the right seat to make sure they're correctly buckled in the back seat.
Throw that ball, Diane. Woo! You got this.
What if you could feel in control of your retirement in just a few clicks? At aceyourretirement.org, you can. Start with a free 3-minute chat with Avo, your friendly digital retirement coach. Just answer some simple questions like, how do you feel about your ability to save for retirement? Or in how many years do you want to retire? To get free action items customized just for you. Get your retirement back on track at aceyourretirement.org.
Welcome back. United Airlines is bracing for a record-breaking Thanksgiving travel period. United is the first of the major U.S. airlines to release its forecast for the upcoming holiday season. The airline says it will carry more passengers this Thanksgiving holiday than ever before. United's forecast calls for 5.9 million passengers flying on its planes, and it predicts the travel period to be longer than ever this year, spread over 11 days.
A new report found major food manufacturers haven't made much progress in reducing pesticides in their products over the past few years. The progress is so slow, the nonprofit As You Sow gave 17 manufacturers an average grade of an F for their efforts. The report compared the pesticide reduction goals companies set for 2025 and 2030 and where they are on achieving them. The highest amounts of pesticides can be found on foods like berries and apples. Exposure to such pesticides can lead to cancer, asthma, and anxiety, and a slew of other health conditions.
The FDA approved another drug originally developed to treat diabetes for weight loss. It's called Mounjaro, and physicians have already been prescribing it to off-label to help obese patients lose weight. The drug, whose generic name is tirzepatide, will be branded Zepbound for the new weight loss indication. One of the more popular drugs for type 2 diabetes often prescribed for weight loss is Ozempic. The FDA cleared it for people who are obese or overweight people with at least one weight-related health condition.
With the primary elections early next year, Facebook parent Meta is cracking down on deepfakes used in political ads. Meta will require political advertisers worldwide to disclose any use of artificial intelligence in their ads starting in 2024. The move is hoped to limit the use of deceptive deepfakes and other digitally altered and intentionally misleading content. The policy covers any political or social issue advertisement on Facebook or Instagram that distorts the truth.
We are slowly starting to cool down, but how will this rain affect us? I'll have more in my full forecast.
Dear moms and dads, what you have achieved here today is going to help us and our futures. It is why we are coming up on stage to collect your diplomas.
You know it's true.
Mom, we love you always.
Everything I do.
When you graduate, they graduate. Visit finishyourdiploma.org to find free and supportive adult education centers near you.
Hi, I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you prevent wildfires.
Dude, I've got this. I've been camping since I was 5 years old.
But I am a camping influencer.
You know what? I'll bet you $5. Okay. Assistant Smokey, what is the best way to put out a campfire?
To put out a campfire, drown with water, stir, drown again. Then make sure the fire is out cold by feeling with the back of your hand.
Wait, really?
I'll take the $5.
When I was growing up, my mom was extremely tidy. We were trained to put things back where we got them from. One day, when I walked into my mom's house, I felt like I walked to someone else's house. There was stuff everywhere. And just growing up the way I grew up and to see this transition was very alarming.
When Sean talked to me, it was a wake-up call, and that's when I went to the doctor.
In the society that we were brought up in, it's very hard on little black boys. You have to navigate feelings and emotions so the world don't get you.
Sometimes when I cry, I won't know how I'm feeling or why I'm crying.
I just grew up never feeling like it was okay to cry. And so he really forced me to have to reconnect with the kid that didn't get to cry.
That's beautiful.
We don't cry. We gon' take our piece of the pie.
Welcome back to NewsLink. I'm weather forecaster Hunter Luzader. It has been a hot day. I mean, look at this. We are 23 degrees warmer than this time yesterday. We are definitely feeling those summer-like temperatures if you have taken a step out today. But we nearly broke a record set back in 2020 of 81 degrees. We only made it up to 80. But again, it was very much short and short sleeve type of weather today. And that will slowly start to change as you see this cold front with these rain showers that are developing in our viewing area. You can see this little line of bursts of showers. Some might not be touching the ground for how dry this air is, but definitely would impact us eventually this evening, becoming more widespread. But look at these temperatures here. It is 73 in Muncie, 72 in Bloomington, and as well 68 in Kokomo. Going into your hometown viewing area here, it is 68 in Marion, and 71 in Newcastle. So again, unseasonably warmer night as we persist through the evening with a low of 47 degrees with a 60% chance of rain. But again, look at those winds here, gusts up to 30 miles per hour. So if you have any loose objects, definitely secure those before these winds start to gust up. But starting for your morning commutes, 49 degrees with partly cloudy conditions, but we slowly rise up to 54 degrees with sunny conditions. So again, you're definitely going to feel a difference in temperatures from today versus tomorrow. But not only that, we will have gusty winds here starting tonight, stopping at 10 o'clock, 30 miles per hour wind gusts from the southwest. So again, like I mentioned, make sure you have your items secured outside so it doesn't blow away into your neighbor's yard. But slowly this will start to change wind direction and start to dissipate in wind gusts starting to Thursday night. Like I mentioned, this cold front pushing through will start to have some showers more widespread, but then cloud cover will start to develop into Thursday, more cloudy and gloomier conditions with some cooler temperatures actually. But yet again, we will have above average temperatures to start up next week. So again, we have a little burst of autumn, but it will slowly start coming back into the 60s actually. But for your Veterans Day, we'll start off at 50 degrees here, nice and pleasant conditions with some cloud cover here too. But as I go out, you can see the morning lows will start to become more chilly and temperatures rising up to 62 for Wednesday.
Yeah, and I don't see any snow in that forecast yet. So
Yeah,
we're holding off
not.
on the snow a little bit, I think. So
Yes,
that's
hope
always
so.
good.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Hunter. And now we're going to kick things over to Max Robson to see what's next in sports.
Two Ball State programs are flying high after big wins, and Indiana High School girls basketball is in full swing. All this and more next in sports.
Where did the time go? I don't know how I got here.
You've done the hard part. You quit smoking.
Now do the easy part and get scanned for lung cancer. If you smoked, you may still be at risk, but early detection could save your life. Talk to your doctor and learn more at savedbythescan.org.
If I could be you, and you could be me for just 1 hour. If we could find a way to get inside each other's minds. Walk a mile in my shoes. Walk a mile in my shoes. Well, before you abuse, criticize, and accuse. Walk a mile in my shoes.
After retiring from the NFL, I've been able to spend a lot more time coaching my daughter's basketball teams. It's something I love to do. Through our games and our tournaments, we see all types of coaching, good and bad. And it begs the question, do we really know who's coaching our kids? Do they have the proper training and screening it would take for me to be comfortable with my daughters playing for that coach? Our Youth Basketball Association made the decision to use trusted coaches to screen and train all of our coaches. I'm a trusted coach. Are you?
Did you see that? Whoa, we scored? Yeah, we scored. We're going to the playoffs. I can't believe I missed that. Every time I'm buzzed, I spend too much time on my phone. What? I should take your phone away. No. I'll call for a ride. Hey, why does my face look like that? I'm playing with these new face filters. Okay, you know what? Yep, that's mine. But I need that back. No. Kevin!
Because I always love
NewsLink, Indiana, I'm Max Robson with sports. Ball State football travels to Northern Illinois for some midweek action last night. The Cardinals start off hot with an early Kyle Kelly touchdown for the only score in the first quarter. In the second, the Huskies respond with a touchdown of their own before both teams hit field goals in the final minute. To follow a scoreless third, the Huskies take their first lead of the game in the fourth, but Kyle Kelly and Tanner Kozel respond late to tie the game before a last-second field goal sends the Huskies back to the den with the loss as the Cardinals return to the nest 3-7, ready to face Kent State on the 18th. Passing it to the court, Ball State men's basketball faces off against Goshen for their season opener. NewsLink Indiana's Jake Garcia has more.
It's that time of year again as Ball State men's basketball hosts the Goshen Maple Leafs for their season opener. Head coach Michael Lewis touches on what he saw as the Cardinals soared to a 101-40 victory.
Looking at these minutes, I'm happy that they're spread out. These guys just need, they're going to be thrown in the fire. Some of them, when they were recruited, our roster looked a little different. The expectation for them was a little different, and now they're getting thrown in the fire. It's only going to help them.
Forward Bashir Jihad shares the importance of having the right mindset.
Yeah, it shows maturity. You're going to need that playing 40 minutes a game. So, you got to be locked in. The first possession matters as much as the last, So, just being locked in and, sustaining a play style that coaches emphasize to us. So, sustaining that.
It's all about repetition and experience for this young squad to thrive.
With a young, inexperienced team like this was as valuable as anything because you're going against a different opponent, but those guys are getting reps. We're not in a position with a veteran team that they can shortcut rep. We need every rep we can get.
The Cardinals will look to continue to improve each and every game.
No, it's going to be easy. A lot of things are going to be easier, scoring the ball, whatever, against a team, against Goshen. But, we know that we're going to be faced with a tougher challenge on Saturday. So just, the things that we did well, like, moving the ball side to side, that stuff's going to translate no matter who we play.
Up next, Ball State will host Old Dominion on November 11th. In Muncie, Jake Garcia, NewsLink, Indiana.
To pass it over to high school hoops, the Delta Eagles girls basketball season is underway. On the season, the Eagles started 2-0 with brand new head coach Tyronda Benning. The squad is young and hungry and looks to improve every time they step on the floor. Just last season, Delta struggled with a 6-16 record. So far this year, they've had big victories over Muncie Central, 51-17, and Madison Grant, 61-29. The Eagles only have one loss coming from their last outing versus Alexandria Monroe, 71-44. Delta is led by sophomores Jillian Barr and Griffin Knight. The guards highlight their expectations on the season and how this group has such good chemistry.
Expectations are to just push everybody to do their best and
push myself as well to be a leader.
We're playing hard and playing together, and it just feels good to be on a team where everybody gets along and just works as good as they can.
The Eagles look to get back in the win column Friday versus Cohen and continue to fly above their expectations. To keep it on the courts, basketball season is officially here for Muncie Central. In just their second game of the season, the Lady Bearcats look to defeat a tough Northeastern squad in a non-conference matchup. Pouring their hearts out the entire game, Muncie Central still couldn't get it done. In the end, the Bearcats fell short to the Knights 64-36. Head coach Jayla Scaife speaks on the improvements for her players, while freshman starter Kayla Robertson reflects on her individual goals for the year.
Just like I said, being 1% better, but really focusing on defense. Defense films everything for us. It starts our offense, it's our intensity, it's our aggressiveness, so that's really our goal.
For myself, staying locked in the whole game, don't let people talk to you, like don't let the people on the court and in the crowds get in your head, like get in my head, and like just keep myself together, do better on turning and facing, stuff like that.
Muncie Central travels to Frankton to seek their first win against the Eagles on Saturday evening at 7. So Tara, Amelia, 2 wins for Ball State men's squads. I'm really happy to see the Ball State men's basketball team absolutely put on a performance against Goshen this week.
Yeah, and I believe they were playing basketball, football was playing at the same time.
Yeah, exactly
right?
the same time. Midweek action for football is an amazing thing.
Yeah, and I saw President Mearns earlier today, and he said he was watching both at the same time, so I thought that was funny.
That's awesome.
Thank you so much, Max. After the break, we'll have a final look at your weather.
So stay.
We're all just trying to keep things running for those who rely on us. That's why we don't have time to be sick with the flu.
We don't have time for delays.
We don't have time for spills.
Next.
We don't have time for setbacks. Let's be real.
Getting the flu shot
helps you fight the flu.
Get a flu shot for yourself and those around you too.
My mother was always very familiar with her neighborhood, but one day she stopped at the stop sign for much longer than usual. And she didn't know whether she should go forward or turn, and she wasn't even really sure where she was at. It was very unsettling for her.
I felt so much better after my son told me, "Mom, I don't want you to worry or be afraid. I'll be there for you, and we'll figure it out."
Regardless of where you are on your path to retirement, you can still take charge of your financial future today. Visit aceyourretirement.org and answer a few questions from Avo, your friendly digital retirement coach, for free tips, resources, and advice customized for your situation to help you feel confident and prepared for retirement. Retirement looks different for everyone. Make sure you're prepared for your financial future at aceyourretirement.org.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome back. An unusually warm day today for
Yes.
November, and it seems like those mild temperatures are going to stick around a bit longer.
Yes, they are not going away. We're still with that summer feeling, and now we're going to have a final look at your weather.
Yeah, I mean, I was definitely bringing out those shorts and short sleeves today as we almost broke a record for a time set back in 2020 of 81 degrees. But we'll slowly have a change in temperatures, becoming more breezy and windy with temperatures in the 50s and early morning chilly temperatures in the 30s for lows. So, I mean, definitely a roller coaster of temperatures as we slowly start to increase with above average temperatures in the 60s for Tuesday and Wednesday with partly cloudy conditions.
Well, thank you so much, Hunter. That's all tonight for NewsLink Indiana. Be sure to join us again tomorrow night at 9, streaming live on the NewsLink Indiana Facebook page.
And for news anytime, anywhere, go to ballstatedaily.com. Have a great night.